was brilliant. I think day one, when I look back at it and I look at the results, they were great. There were some really good results for the sport. Put the kettle on, winning the Arkle. What a horse. What a horse. Brilliant scenes. And I did just put the kettle on, like I say, to make my coffee. And no, I remember seeing Put the Kettle On win at Cheltenham earlier on in the season. And, you know, great horse. The mare from Ireland, Henry de Bromhead, literally a great training performance. You can't discredit this horse. Literally since then as well has done, her last 3 races have been at Cheltenham, and she's won all 3 of them. She clearly loves the course. I remember she beat, I think it was Al Dancer back in the November of 2019, and beating Fakir Dudry and Rouge Vif and some solid horses. I'm not going to say that Arkle was the best Arkle in the world. Granted, it probably wasn't, but she did it in fine style, and she's a tough horse. She's a very tough horse, and she deserves all the credit in the world, and a good luck to her. I believe she will be going Leopardstown due to the fact that since the announcement that Irish horses can't come over, she's likely to go there, but she was due for the Desert Orchid Chase, and it's a shame we can't see her there at Campton. But fantastic performance, and a very good training performance. And another training performance that I do feel needs to be mentioned was the conditional. What a horse. I mean, I wasn't buying the fact that this horse was going to be anything. I really, hand on heart, I didn't. But seeing the emotions of David Bridgewater and the family there when he won was, you can't beat that. You can't beat that, man. It gets you right in the feels. And this horse, the conditional, he lived up to his name. He was conditioned for these staying races, and winning the Ultimate is, an ultimate achievement. To win a race at any festival is an achievement, especially the Cheltenham Festival. And he's performed well since as well, and I do look forward to seeing where he goes. I believe the National is the route, and good luck. I mean, I actually love them silks as well, the green with the red going down. Oh, mate, they are good jockey silks, but yeah, I'm not going to delve too much in that. And then, of course, the champion hurdle, Epatante, the magnificent mare, the mare that is just, oh my goodness, she's been perfect since the Fighting Fifth. She dominated, and that was dominant, and she rocked up in the champion hurdle, and it was great to see. JP McManus loves this race, and God, just glorious scenes. Yeah, she beat Sharjah that day, and Darva Star was a fantastic training performance as well. Let's give credit to Gavin Cromwell. It was a really good performance. I didn't expect. I know he was shorter odds on the day, but you didn't really expect him to be there. True, in all honesty, I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing. People may say, yeah, we did, but I don't believe that we should have. But it was a great performance. And then the final one for day one is, of course, Honeysuckle. This was my bet at the festival, and she seriously, she's so exciting. It's just perfect. I think Benny de Dieu may have thrown the race away. I think the way that she was ridden that day by Townend was, that passage going up the inside. I mean, it was perfect. But Rachel Blackmore capitalised, and it was capped up a fantastic season for her as well. And I think that's why I loved it even more. It was another one for Ireland, but oh God, she's beautiful, man. Beautiful, man. I do love Honeysuckle. I love watching her. She's just marvellous, and I hope she goes on to bigger and better things. I'd love to see her take on the lads as well at a festival. I think it'd be just truly magnificent. I believe she's going to go the mare's hurdle again. I think she's the one, mate. I really do, for that. But you know, we know we can get some surprises in the mare's hurdle. We've seen it before, and I'm sure we won't see it again. But good luck to her. I'd love her. She's great. She's wonderful. So she is. Day 2. I mean, this was just summed up in the first race, wasn't it? Now, the second race is the one I need to discuss, but I'll discuss the first. Have we seen God himself in Envoy Len? Oh, this horse, this beautiful scenes. It's glorious. It's wonderful. Seeing Envoy Len is just different gravy, and that form is going to be stacked. It really is. And since he's gone chasing, he really is different gravy as well. He's proven it all. He's going to win it all, isn't he? He just really is. It's looking that way, and you can't argue with, you know, Juddmonte. Cheveley Park, should I say? I said Juddmonte then. Apologies. I meant Cheveley Park off the top of my head. I think. The reason I've said Juddmonte is because my mate actually works in a business where they're doing feed. He's just sent me a picture on my phone, and yeah, he's literally supplying feed for Juddmonte. Scenes. Fair play to him. Shout out Dan. But yeah, Cheveley Park, they've got such an exciting bunch of national hunt horses, but Envoy Len is the star. He's the one, isn't he? And he's the star of Gordon Elliott's yard now. He's, what do you want to say, man? I know people go on about it and people get bored about it, but he's so exciting to watch, and you can't help just get wrapped up in the moment. At the end of the day, we love winners. Well, I think we do. Well, we should love winners. We should admire them more. I think that's the thing in sport. That's kind of gone, isn't it? We all have to hate the winner. Like, you know, but it's like the Liverpool analogy where people, because we weren't a feared opposition really, we were just a team that played nice, attractive football, and you know, we're just Liverpool. You know, so it's all right if you beat us. You know, you play nice football, but you're not really a threat. So we're not bothered. But as soon as you win, oh, we hate you. You're scum. You're absolute scum. And it's kind of that analogy in racing, I feel. I understand it though. I think in racing, there's only a few horses that I can think of where you really want them to win. And you know, Native River's always one I feel that you just want him to win, and he's a natural born winner. He is a winner. Of course, I always want him to win, and maybe I'm being biased when I say that, so maybe it's not the right horse to use. But when I look at Envoy Len, I do want him to win everything. I want him to be that horse. But it's strange because I looked at Altior and I didn't. I always want Altior to be beat. I'm a bit weird like that. Maybe I'm part of the problem as well. But you know, you can't argue with this horse. He's just different. He's different levels above anything I have seen. And I hope that he does go on to be a flagship. You know, that when people talk about horse racing, they talk about Envoy Len. They don't talk about the flat horses. They talk about Envoy Len. I want that. I'd love that from the National Hunt game, and I think it's fitting that we start day 2 of the Cheltenham Festival and we look back in March and his name pops up as the winner. He's probably one of the best backed, you know, in terms of the festival, and understandable. Not for me on the day. I was just preferring to watch, but it was brilliant nevertheless, and it was good to see that it was the right result for racing as a whole. But the second race is the one I definitely want to discuss, and the second race was that I still get goosebumps, as well as I remember what happened is I was on Manila Indo on day 2. I thought, this is it, he's going to do it. Manila Indo, he's going to do it, he's going to win. And then he paddles and it's like, oh my goodness. I think the horse in second at that point was Allaho, speaking of obviously Cheveley Park, and I'm thinking, oh my god. And then I thought, maybe not, no, he's going to get there. And out of the clouds, out of the feckin' clouds, Champ. He lived up to his name. I was distraught. I didn't know what to do. I literally just dropped to my knees in the carpet in my living room, and I just flopped to the floor. Basically, it was like I was dead. I'd been shot by a sniper. I couldn't believe what I'd seen. The horse had jumped terribly as well. I don't get it. I just didn't understand it. He hadn't jumped that well. That shows he's got a severe engine in him. And I do understand it now, based on that. But he's going to get caught out soon. He has to be caught out soon. You know, if we're just going off based on what we've seen, he will be caught out. It's just a matter of time. But that day, I had to hold my hands up and went, do you know what, fair play. You know, he's done it. And JP McManus must have been over the moon. I remember some camera shots in the paddock at Cheltenham that day, and it was incredible what we'd seen. I couldn't get over it. I was just like, what is going on? How has he done this? I think that was a fitting place to maybe stop at day 2, but there were other races, of course. You know, how can you forget, Fernie Hollow winning a bumper? You had Easyland, which I was on, and I said he'd beat Tiger Roll, and he did. He slaughtered the field. He did it. And Politolog, of course. That was do you know what? This champion chase was shocking, but I look back at it, I think, do you know what? Why was it shocking? Politolog is a solid horse, and I mentioned that in Cheltenham's preview of the Beach Chase Day, and obviously for the Tingle Creek. And you can't argue that this horse is gritty. He is everything you should want in a racehorse. He really does empathise that what is good in the sport. Dig deep, just keep going, plod on, finish that race, and you will get there, and you'll get your moment, and he does. But that said, he does have pace as well. He has the right attitude. I think this is the thing, I mentioned mental health at the start of this podcast, and I'd love to, if I can one day, if someone can kind of guide me into the direction of an equine specialist who knows about the mentality of horses, or even a trainer or jockey, please divert them my way. I'd love to understand, especially in racing, in training. I want to know more about, when do you know that the mentality of a horse is not there, and when do you know when it is, and do they have an understanding of the equine mentality? It's probably a hard one to understand, because we as humans don't even know about our own mentalities. So, but I love sports psychology. I love that, knowing when the adrenaline's up, when your confidence is down, and events that can alter that up, down, positive, negative, doesn't matter. I want to really understand that more, and especially in equines, because these beautiful animals, they have emotions. They do have, I've been around my missus's ponies. She's got 2 fell ponies, and they're clearly emotionally charged. As mad as they are, they certainly have emotions, and I would love to understand that, especially from a top elite level of horse racing. You hear about stories all the time where horses fall out of love of the game. Well, what's contributed to that? Is it a loss? Is it a knock within a race? I'd just love to get and delve into that topic more. As it would be helpful if I could delve into that with a trainer or a jockey alike, and hopefully one day I get that opportunity. I would love to interview someone. I don't know how long it would be to do that, but I would love to delve into them sort of topics, and not just ask the same questions of, what horse do you like? No, I want to know more about, the psychology behind it, and the effects that this lockdown's had as well. I want to know more about this, and has there been trials and tribulations in their lives that, has affected them within racing, and just so on. I've got so many questions I'd love to ask. So, in terms of day 3 though, Sam Crow, Jesus Christ had returned. He'd rose from the dead, and he did. Fantastic race, beating Mellon and Forheen. It was wonderful to see Forheen go off favourite and perform as well as he did. The old boy, he is just, we love the machine. The machine. I love it when Matt Chapman says it. He's really puts that emphasis on. Of course, we had Min win the Ryanair, beating St Calvados and Plutar, and the stay